Apostasy first, which means that we'll have all types of excuses not to have faith. And revelation second, this is what the Bible memory man states. He outlines the sequence of events during the apocalypse, as of course he believes is written in the book of the Apocalypse, the last book of the New Testament of the Holy Bible. He lists dire portents contained within the Christian text. The professor is Tom Meyer, and he noted that they eventually culminate in the second coming of Jesus Christ. The global pandemics that have been raving the world lately apparently led a number of people to recall the prophecies of the Holy Bible and to start considering spiritual matters. The religious texts outline a specific chain of events, and they will precede the second coming of Christ during the end of days, according to the Daily Express. Tom Meyer, an American college professor known as the Bible memory man, because he has the ability to quote over 20 books of the Holy Bible from memory. And that was said during the first century. Many Christians were actually shaken out of their wits and disturbed with the signs of the times at that time, in those days. And he added that it's possible that false teachings and the intensity of the church's persecution by Rome made some think that the end times had begun. You can imagine how difficult it was for Christians at that time because they were persecuted. He says perhaps a false prophecy to this effect was circulating in the churches, much in the same way that we today hear again and again that we belong to the terminal generation. He says concerning their distress, the Apostle Paul thought it would be helpful to tell the early church in Thessalonica, that's the most northern biggest city of Greece, and by application the world today, the sequence of events leading up to the second coming of Christ. The order of the events, while the first of the events to come outlined by the Apostle Paul turns out to be apostasy, Meyer noted that the Greek word apostasia can be interpreted both as defection and as departure. He says most Christians think it means a departure from the cardinal doctrines of the Christian faith, but it probably means a departure of the church itself. The church departing or being raptured is the first event, he said. The second event is supposed to be the Antichrist revealing himself, followed by the third event, the opposition towards the God of Israel, as the Antichrist will elevate himself about the living and true God. He will elevate himself about the living and true God. The fourth event, Meyer says, is in the yet-to-be constructed third Jewish temple. The Antichrist will continue to display himself as the real Messiah in Jerusalem. He also speculated that while the fifth prophesied event, the so-called mystery of iniquity, cannot be fully understood even in Paul's time, it's likely some kind of satanic counterpart of the mystery of God's purpose. He says the final and sixth event is that the true Christ will be revealed from heaven, and the bright light of his coming will consume the Antichrist, the professor surmised. So we'll wait and see what happens. This is on Sputnik News. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.